Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I am a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life, to share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. I am so blessed to be here with all of you. If you read the episode title, the title is Freedom. But I don't know if this is going to be as cheerful as it sounds. I think a lot of times we talk about freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to vote, freedom to walk around like a normal person outside in our streets, which is such a blessing. We talk about freedom to share our opinions. But what I'm really talking about in this podcast is more of a question. And the question is, are we really living life in freedom within us? Or are we bound in a way that no one likes to talk about? Let me say it this way. 2 years ago, I was living my life in a valley, and it was a very low, deep valley, a valley of sorrows. It was a valley of shame, of guilt, of frustration, of fears. And the only way that I found relief at the time was with food. Food was my friend. It was my calmness. It was there when I was sad. It was there when I was happy. It was there when I was bored. It was there to celebrate. It was there to make me feel better. Food was always there. And I thought I was free. I thought I was free to eat whatever I wanted. I always thought of diets and thought, oh, I don't want to live in a diet because otherwise I wouldn't have any freedom. I don't want to be attached to salads. I want to live my life fully and live free to eat whatever I want and do whatever I want. And that's what I thought I was doing. But it turns out that as much as I thought I was controlling the food, I was choosing the foods, I was being on purpose, it turns out that food was controlling me. Food had become not just my nourishment, it had become escape to my reality. But what I started wondering was, am I really able to escape it? Or am I just hiding in it? I was stuck. I was lost. And like I said, I was confused. I was truly a slave of food. For some of us, the thing that controls us and that helps us feel a little bit better and that consoles us, quote unquote, for some of us it's alcohol. For some other people, it might be social media. For some, it's sin. But for this particular podcast, and for the sake of today, I want to focus this time to talk about how important it is to break free from food. I want you to know that if this is something that you're struggling with at this time, please know that you are not alone. This is something that I still struggle with every once in a while. It's just is very rare now. And when I do struggle with this, I'm able to identify it a lot faster than I used to. And it is all thanks be to God. But I also want you to know that you don't have to do this alone. You're not in this alone. And if you are willing to ask for help, you will be able to carry this cross a lot easier. I fully believe that God gives us crosses to carry throughout this life, but He also gives us His love to help us carry them, and He also gives us people around us to help us carry that cross, so that the load is not so heavy. We are not meant to do this on our own. You see, anytime we introduce change to our brains go into this reaction of fear. So anytime that you choose to change something in your life, whether it be stop overeating, or stop drinking the wine every single night, or stop being on social media just scrolling every single night, and instead spend some time doing something that you truly love, something that is lifting you up, your brain is going to go into fear mode. It's going to go into warning. We don't need to change this thing. This thing is fun. Food is fun. Don't go eating a little bit healthier. Don't go fasting. This is a bad idea. You stay over here because this is what we know. And our brains do this because it's not used to the new thing yet. nothing to be concerned about. I'm sharing this because right before I sat down in this office to record this podcast, my brain freaked out. It was like, what? You're going to tell all these people about your struggles? And I just started being scared because I thought, this is crazy. You can't just go out and tell everybody about how much you used food for buffering. But I had to tell you because I recently was reminded that our struggles and our stories are meant to be shared in order for God to use them and to use the broken pieces in us to shine His light through the cracks. Nothing that happens in our lives is happening in vain. And I know now that hardship, that valley that I went through a couple of years ago, I had to go through in order to grow as a mom, as a wife, as a person. Was it easy? No. Was it worth it? 100% yes. This is what I mean when I talk about buffering. When we attempt to buffer, all we are trying to do is cover up the emotions that we are feeling with something external. Is a source outside of us that causes us to feel happy for a little bit. The problem is that we become addicted to this buffering because it's outside of us. So anytime that we want to feel happy again, we are always looking for that external buffer. The problem with trying to utilize something outside of us to help us feel better is that we become dependent on that particular thing. So for me was food. I became dependent on food to feel better rather than helping myself feel better from within, inviting God into those dark spaces. Now, the other thing that buffering does is it creates a snowball of emotions. So one small emotion becomes a bigger emotion and a worse emotion and a harder emotion. Here's what I mean. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you are feeling sad because you had an argument with your husband. And you say, well, let me have a little bit of ice cream so that I can feel better. You know, like in the movies, because most of the shows have it that if you're sad or you fought with your boyfriend or your husband or your friend, you just go and you eat the ice cream and that'll make you feel better. We're all being told this. But the thing is, right after you finish the ice cream, now you don't just feel sad. Now you feel uncomfortable. And after realizing how much ice cream you ate, you now feel ashamed. So instead of learning how to process the original emotion, which was sadness, now we need to process feeling sad, uncomfortable, and ashamed. Whereas if we allowed ourselves to simply feel the sadness, that process would be so much easier than to having to process now 3 different emotions piled up upon each other. Buffering is like saying, my arm is broken, but I'll be fine. Just stick a Band-Aid on it. It just doesn't work. Our brain wants to believe that it does, but it doesn't. This is the reason why I felt so called to talk about freedom. Because until we find this freedom from within us, in God, we are never truly free. I felt so called to share with you guys my struggles when it comes to this kind of freedom. Because I truly believe that we all deserve and need to be free from buffering. Whichever way you are buffering right now, we need to be free from buffering. And we all need to learn how to manage our emotions so that we can truly be free. In order for us to have a long, fulfilling life, we need to allow ourselves to feel our emotions. God is present in each one of them. And anytime we choose to buffer instead of feeling our emotions, we choose to take care of things ourselves rather than allowing God in that valley with us. So if you are ready to find some freedom, some permanent freedom for your life, I want to invite you to join me on August 21st, August 22nd, and 23rd to join my free 3-day challenge. It is called Lose Weight on Autopilot. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I called it Losing Weight on Autopilot. The first one is because that's exactly how I ended up doing it. I was able to lose 85 pounds in 6 months without diets, without workouts, without counting calories, without counting macros. I did it in a way that it was simple, but it was efficient. I want to share with you all the myths and everything that we learn and things that are so overwhelming in the weight loss journey for so many of us, especially moms. I think the expectation for us is that we follow a strict diet, that we eat salads, that we go to the gym. And to be fully honest, as a mom at the time when I decided to go into this journey, I wanted something simple. I wanted something that opened up my time rather than take it away. And this is exactly what I did and how I was able to lose so much weight in so little time. I will teach you the autopilot method and how I was able to do it and how I've been helping my clients achieve the same. And then the third day, we will spend time coaching. It is going to be so much fun. My prayer for this event is to encourage you all, especially moms, to feel empowered about their weight loss journey. I want to help you gain freedom back, true freedom within us, freedom to live our life to the fullest, living every emotion, going after every dream. This free 3-day challenge is for you if you are ready to break free from buffering, especially from food. It is for you if you want to lose weight efficiently with no diet and no gyms. It's also for you if you are a woman who wants to start living your life more purposefully and to the fullest. And it's also for you if you are ready to claim your authority over your thinking and over your emotions. I am so excited, and I hope you join me for this free 3-day challenge. The link will be in the description in this podcast, or if you follow me on Instagram at The Catholic Life Coach, you will also find the link in my bio. I cannot wait to see you there. Thank you for joining the Catholic Life Coach podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to share it with a friend, leave a 5-star review, and subscribe so that you get notified as soon as the episodes are out. Until next time, God bless.